Stereo. Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the grand trivia stage our great leader, our grand Aquarium Emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Triviamaster Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not so. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Oh my goodness, I didn't see you there! Oh my gosh, you got here just in time! I'm so excited. No, you got here just in time for Spookoot, Spooky Kahoot with Grand Triviamaster of the Aquarium Empire, Fluval. It's Grand Trivia, and oh my goodness, am I excited for you all to get a load of all the wonderful things that we have in store for you today. For example, it's my 5,000th this day. Oh my goodness. Isn't it wonderful? We need every single being to have one as a representation of the greatness of Grand Emperor Alcleon. Oh my God. Well, I better get this one started because it should be done before Fluval gets here. Oh my goodness.
It was not.
Oh my goodness.
It was absolutely not done before I got here.
Fluval, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Oh my God, Fluval. Yay, no, Fluval, yay, you're here, yay. Oh my God, yay, Fluval. Do you like it? Do you like it?
I mean, I like it. I could do much more with like a mind laser and cutting the pumpkin, but for a third-dimensional being, it's not too bad, Charles. No.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I used all of the fine motor control in my digits.
You did pretty good with those phalanges you have right there.
I did.
And third-dimensional beings watching, we invite you to use those very same phalanges today and compete in Spookoot.
It's basically the only good thing we have.
I mean, I'm glad somebody said it because I think all 5th dimensional beings were certainly thinking it. But if you want to play Spookoot, go to Kahoot.it or use the Kahoot app and enter the game pin on your screen now.
And if you don't, I'm gonna know. Yeah, we can do that now.
Look, my pumpkin carving would transcend your sense organs' ability to perceive. You would see it probably generally as a no, Tiger Bates. Charlene here can use her phalanges.
No, I can use my own phalanges.
She can use yours because she can use those of other third-dimensional beings who aren't lucky enough or fortunate enough, favored by fate to be part of the Grand Aquarium Empire. But you will not use her phalanges.
This is true. Only the Grand Aquarium Empire gets to use these.
We have duo PP names. Third-dimensional beings always talking about excrement. And of course, Thrill, Happy Rogue, Bates 2 wins. And phalanges. Wow.
Phalanges!
A sapient pair of phalanges are playing today. We still have more people watching than have joined the game. So definitely join the Kahoot. I'll give you a few more Farquans to get in. They are clearly initials. That is
PP Maves.
PP.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What do you think that they're probably for fish are phenomenal.
I think it's Peter, Paul, and Maves. I think it stands for Peter, Paul, and Maves.
Oh my god, that's so funny. It's my heart, Fluval.
Okay, PP. I am going to call you PP, though, from now on. And we have Redacto Lantern. I like Redacto Lantern getting into the reason for this season, which is, of course, terror.
Yes. Oh my god, that's why it's my favorite season. It's always been my favorite season. See, back on Earth, when I was just a third-dimensional human being, not serving the Grand Aquarium Empire, Halloween and October were my favorite seasons. I wasn't like other girls.
No, you're not like other girls. You're not like any other third-dimensional being, really. Not, let alone any specific gender of third-dimensional beings. You're slightly better because we have chosen you. It's a nice tautology.
Oh my god, Fluval. Oh my god.
And we have someone who, there's often I disagree with someone's name here. And this time I disagree with two usernames in this game. I'm sorry, I got a little verklempt. I don't like Earth is greater than aquariums and humans are cool.
Fluval, I'm so sorry. I'm sure, you know what I'm sure that was?
What?
A typo. I'm sure that was a typo.
Oh, a generic human's
I'm sure that was a typo because it's so easy to slip when your fingers are typing.
Oh, that's true.
Fluval is the best.
You do have fleshy appendages.
We have such fleshy appendages.
I forget about the limitations of your fleshy appendages, but everyone viewing right now is in the game, so I think it's time for us to get started.
Oh my goodness!
Spookoot.
Spookoot! Oh my god, you should all be so excited because Fluval has made the best possible Kahoot that you could be participating in.
In addition to Dungeons & Dragons, Turmoil in the Toy Box author Phil Phillips claimed which cartoons were secret pagan propaganda. Thundercats, which was inspired by heathen gods. All the above, which doesn't really work in the random order. 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, which featured occult practices, or the Smurfs, because they represented undead corpses at their blue tone.
And which then of these killed them.
Well, they did become corpses. Like, if you've seen Midsummer, some of the more extreme murders in that movie were done to the Smurfs. And 6 of you got it correct. It's all of the above. And Turmoil in the Toy Box, for those who don't know, was a book, cassette, and VHS tape which warned of how toys and cartoons were used to indoctrinate lowly third-dimensional children into occult, violence, and pagan religions. Let's go to the next question, though. Horror classic Psycho is the first American film to show a toilet, feature a serial killer, show a woman committing white-collar crime, or feature Anthony Perkins.
I was the first woman to commit a white-collar crime.
And for those of you who don't know, America is a country on many third-dimensional Earths that has some lofty promises and doesn't always live up to them. Often doesn't, generally doesn't, mostly fails to live up to them, frankly, if we're being honest, which I always am.
It's one of the main locations for late-stage capitalism who will survive.
Great show, wonderful show. You were very instrumental in that show, Caroline.
Oh, I absolutely was. It was one of the most, one of the things in my career that I think I'm the most proud of.
I mean, you should be. It has inflicted so much suffering on people deserving and undeserving.
You know how I came up with it?
How?
I just thought through what I did.
I definitely know, but how?
I sat in my room, which I have separated. I put my desk right in between my bedroom and my desk room. My bed is right there. So I roll out of bed into my desk and I spend like 5 hours each day just studying all the different civilizations of Earth and then figuring out the one that will maximally create the most suffering.
That's pretty clever. And also, I want to let you know we have 31 questions for each spooky day in the month of October in third-dimensional calendars. And in addition to being the first film to show a toilet, first American film to show a toilet, Psycho is also the first American film to play the sound of a toilet flushing, which is a place and method of getting rid of your excrement. Redacto Lantern is up in first, Bates to Wins is in second, and Duo is in third. I do not like that Earth Aquariums, or is greater than Aquariums, is in fourth. I don't like that name.
That's absolutely just a typo. I am absolutely certain that is a typo.
The iconic Michael Myers mask, Michael Myers from the Halloween series of films, was a Captain Kirk mask. Originally supposed to be a jack-o'-lantern, based on a sculpt of director John Carpenter's face, or based on the face of a real serial killer. What do you think it is? Also, this nice soothing music you're hearing in the background right now was made by intern DP Snacks.
Oh my God, thank you so much, intern DP Snacks.
Thank you, intern DP Snacks.
I only had to torture him a little bit.
5 of you got it correct. Oh. 5 of you got it correct. It was a Captain Kirk mask. It was confirmed by Halloween 2 and Star Trek illustrator Rich Sternbach. And it was made by Don Post Studios. And years later, a small restaurant in Pasadena also reported being terrorized by a crazed Michael Myers. But it was revealed to be William Shatner on a pro-Trump rant.
Oh my God, he does that so much.
He loves doing that.
He really, really wanted to get featured in Late Stage Capitalism, Who Will Survive? But like, honestly, who really wants to work with Shatner?
I certainly don't.
Ugh.
But here's your next question, which also features someone I don't want to work with. The movie Seven, which features someone I don't want to work with. In that movie, what's in the box? Brad Pitt's character's dog's head, Gwyneth Paltrow's character's head, Wizard issue number 70, or Morgan Freeman's character's head. This actually directly inspired third-dimensional comedian Chris Gethard's What's in the Box game. It was Gwyneth Paltrow's head. Oh, you got a shell out of that pumpkin.
Oh my gosh! It's you!
And so, yeah, it's a modern lifestyle brand that's not afraid to be the tip of the spear, ask questions, break taboos, and go first. So you don't have to, but it's actually just Gwyneth Paltrow's head. And you can totally buy one of those heads if you go to Goop's website and use the discount code Fluval to get 30% off. You don't get to choose what 30% comes off, though. We haven't figured that part out yet.
It'll probably be random, to be perfectly honest.
And now, Duo is up in second place, but the leaderboard is still pretty stable for now. Here's our next question. Which of these actors has not portrayed Michael Myers? Because, the Grand Aquarium Empire Network is always in favor of third-dimensional beings being punished for having a good time, especially if those humans are sexy teens. So we're very interested in the adventures of Michael Myers in the Halloween series. Is it Nick Castle, Chris Gethard, Ted White, or Dick Warlock? Which is another name I don't like. I mean, I approve of the Warlock part, but the Dick part, it's just like, it's needlessly fornication-centric. 7 of you said it was Chris Gethard. That is actually incorrect. Nick Castle was the masked Mike Myers in Halloween 1. Dick Warlock portrayed Michael Myers in Halloween 2. Chris Gethard portrayed Michael Myers in the Frog Boys animated Halloween video. He was the voice. Ted White has played Jason Voorhees, but not Michael Myers. Different killer. I understand getting third-dimensional beings confused, though. I do. That happens to me all the time.
Oh my God, but you look all the same.
Sixth question. What did Spirit become before it became a Halloween superstore? Did they sell school uniforms, Halloween Christmas supplies, discount women's apparel, or clergy clothing? And we bring this up because if the fashion industry doesn't change its manufacturing standards, the apparel industry's climate impact is expected to increase 49% by 2030. And few things are more horrifying than watching the slow death of your planet in real time on our new reality show, Project Runway, Greenhouse Effect Edition. One of you got that correct. Yeah, that's right. Before Spirit sold fake blood capsules and Freddy Krueger masks, it specialized in everyday clothing for women. Spirit Women's Discount Apparel was the first business venture from California entrepreneur Joe Marver. You noticed that the costume shop next door was having a lot of success around Halloween, so he decided, I'll rip them off, which is the ultimate meaning of capitalism.
Oh my God, he did so well on the last season.
And next question. Over its 90-year history, science fiction and horror movies have never won Best Picture. I don't know about you, but I think Human Centipede was robbed.
It so was.
What was the first horror movie nominated for a Best Picture Oscar? Was it Silence of the Lambs, The Exorcist, Finding Nemo, the horrifying movie about the separation of a family, which luckily no third-dimensional being leader would ever enforce?
No.
Or Jaws?
Oh my God. That's like not even like entertaining horrible, which is like
exactly
what we're all about.
What do you got that correct? It was The Exorcist, which was the first.
Oh my God, good job. Oh my God.
So I'm actually, so Silence of the Lambs was also nominated, and Jaws was just snubbed and never even really nominated.
No, it was awful. Oh my God. What a terrible thing to do to Jaws. That
But our intern actually messed up on the
for
for that question. Actually, Silence of the Lambs did win Best Picture. And I had that here in my my Triviamaster's notes that I provided to the interns, but somehow they missed that part of it.
Oh my god, Fluval, I'm so sorry. Oh my god,
Fluval.
you
missed the question. Well, 8 of you.
Oh my god.
8 of you said Silence of the Lambs was the first one, so I think 8 of you probably knew that it won.
Oh my god.
Oh, Generic Human is a little less generic now as they enter 5th place on the leaderboard.
Oh, hi, Generic Human.
Here's the next question. It's a multi-select, so you can choose multiple answers on this one. Which of these are real names for the night before Halloween? Is it Cabbage Night, Goosey Night, All Hallows Eve, or Mischief Night?
Mischief Night.
Which of these are real? And again, multi-select. You can choose multiple answers on this question, and you'll get points for each answer you get correct.
Fluval, do you have a costume yet for the Halloween party, for the company Halloween party?
I mean, nothing can compare to being me, Fluval, Grand Trivia Master of the Aquarium Empire. So
right?
I'm just going to go as me. Maybe me with a funny hat. I'll wear a funny hat. That's what I'll do. I'll wear a funny hat.
Oh my god, it's going to be the funniest hat, Fluval. Oh my god.
Great hat. The best hat. The funniest hat. That's what I'll wear for the party. 10 of you have answered. And we're counting down the time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see who got correct. Oh, yes. 6 of you got Cabbage Night and Goosey Night. 7 of you got Mischief Night. 10 of you guessed All Hallows Eve, but that is actually a nickname for Halloween itself.
Oh my god, you're so dumb. Oh my god.
What? So actually, it's the All Hallows Eve is a nickname for Halloween.
Yeah.
It's
the Eve of All Hallows,
which
is the day of after
which is November 1st.
Halloween.
It was a little
and
bit
then
of
the day before Halloween,
sassy little trick we did there.
All Hallows Eve. It's okay, Rodactyl. Look, you're a third-dimensional being. You should not be expected to know these things. Know that your pain and suffering of your loss helps entertain our dear aquarium overlords.
And, interestingly enough, in a 1937 article in the Boston Globe, describes children ringing false alarms, setting fires, breaking windows, and in general doing their best to annoy people, along with a disappeared horse and wagon, leaves dumped on lawns, and doorbells rung. October 30th, 1937, children participated in a fruit and vegetable battle termed the Battle of the Charles. Oh, I think...
Oh my goodness, the 3 orange ones.
That's interesting. I don't know. That's interesting. It does sound like a fun night. I agree. Night amused. The suffering inflicted that night sounds real good. And in 1984, there were 800 fires in the 3 days before Halloween. So people were having a good time. Let's go to the next question. The earliest known jack-o'-lanterns were made from butternut squashes, pumpkins, turnips, or human heads.
No pumpkin can really catch the wonder that is you, Fluval.
No pumpkin. No, you're right. No pumpkin can truly embody my greatness and superiority. I mean, they'll try. Pumpkins try real hard. Pumpkins are known for their work ethic. Also, by the way, Christy, it looks like one of your pumpkins has gone out.
Oh,
your
no!
Your jack-o'-lantern that's on your table next to you, that isn't the one you're carving, has gone out. 4 of you got it correct. It is, in fact, turnips. Originating in Ireland, people would hollow out turnips and place a lump of coal in it as a type of lantern and set it at their door as a guide for a poor soul named Jack of the Lantern. See, Jack of the Lantern was said to have tricked the devil twice. Once by asking him to turn into a coin and then placing the devil coin into his pocket with a cross, which trapped the devil. And a second time by asking the devil to climb a tall tree and carving a cross into the trunk, again trapping the devil. When Jack of the Lantern died, he was far too evil to go into heaven. But he was also banned from hell because the devil was pissed due to him violating his terms of service agreement.
Nice.
He was given a single lump of coal to light his way through the twilight world between the living and the dying. And he placed that in a turnip. And I give you all this background because, in fact, Jack of the Lantern is the latest host of the Grand Aquarium Empire's new season of Survivor, Twilight World Between Living and Dying. Remember, you do the turnip. 2 of you guessed human heads, and I share your optimism, but in this case, it was wrong. What did that do to the thing? Well, Bates to win is now in second, and Thrill is in 4th place. Let's go on to our next question. Candy corn was originally sold as candied corn, chicken feed, corn droppings, and sweet corn. I really don't understand why humans. I agree. That was Irish. Jack of the Lantern was Irish Hellblazer. Now that you point that out, maybe the Grand Aquarium Empire should put out a comic about the great adventures of Jack of the Lantern, as well as giving him that hosting gig.
Oh my god, that's such a good idea.
4 of you got it correct.
That's such a good idea, Fluval.
It is chicken feed, because prior to World War I, corn was typically not seen as human food. Its distinctive taste of waxy texture and cornstarch was what inspired David Lynch to use creamed corn as a symbol of human pain and suffering in his magnum opus Twin Peaks.
Oh my god, right?
Next question. When did haunted houses first appear in the United States? The 1980s, the 1930s, the 1950s, or 1776? Haunted houses are, they're really pretty self-explanatory. They're
not as fun as just like scary houses that when you go into them, you die.
I should also clarify for any of our more occult viewers out there, this refers to the holiday tradition of haunted houses where third dimensional beings approximate a haunted house, not just houses haunted by the terrible deeds that occurred there.
Yes.
5 of you got that correct. It was the 1930s. Haunted houses first appeared during the Great Depression as American parents schemed up ways to distract young tricksters whose holiday pranks had escalated to property damage, vandalism, and the harassment of strangers. An expert said they came in about the same time as Trick or Treat because they were just so desperate to buy off children. Which is a great strategy, and we encourage as well.
Yes.
What did that do? Oh, Thrill is up in a 3rd, and phalanges, those sapient fingers, have the highest answer streak of 3 in a row correct. Our next question. Which of these holidays was suggested as an alternative? Oh, wait. Typo from the intern. It's which of these was not suggested as an alternative to Halloween?
I'm so sorry. Oh my god, I'm definitely...
Reformation Day, Youth Honor Day, Kids Day USA are all the... Oh, no. No, it isn't. It's which was. It's which was. It's which was.
Don't worry, and the intern will be punished.
It's which was. It's which was suggested. Was it Reformation Day, Youth Honor Day, or Kids Day USA? Or was it all of the above of these wacky holidays that third dimensional beings came up with?
Do you know what holiday I came up with, Fluval?
What did you come up with, Charlene?
Fluval Day.
Fluval Days. Some of you got it correct, despite the fumbling that the intern did. It was all of the above. The Senate Judiciary under President Truman recommended Halloween be repurposed as Youth Honor Day in 1950, hoping that communities would celebrate and cultivate the moral fiber of their lowly third-dimensional children. Kids Day USA aims to, quote, replace the Halloween tradition that makes light of fear, death, and horror with a new holiday that separates the good things that unite Americans: freedom, liberty, and justice for all. Kids go door to door dressed in patriotic costumes, and adults signify their willingness to participate by painting pumpkins with Liberty Bells, apple pies, and by hanging an American flag outside their door. Reformation Day celebrates the Protestant Reformation. Brad Winstead, director of Children's Ministry International, suggests Christians throw a party at church where they all dress as characters from the Protestant Reformation. You know, he says he's even dressed up as John Calvin, Martin Luther, a peasant, and even John Tetzel, who I thought was a sapient pretzel, but is actually the an infamous salesman of indulgences.
Oh my god.
Next question. Which of these is banned from public spaces in Hollywood on Halloween? Is it glow sticks, silly string, masks which cover your entire face, or fun?
I mean, no matter which of those is banned, I think that fun comes with it.
I mean, fun is implied by a lot of these for sure.
It's a lot more fun beating someone to a pulp with your face covered.
No, yeah, the anonymity is kind of the key element.
And you don't get as much gunk on your face, so it's easier to take it off and then go do it again.
You're right, it is much more sanitary. 70, you got it correct. It was silly string. Starting in Starting in 2004, Silly String was banned at 12:01 a.m. on October 31st to November 1st at noon. The ordinance was inspired by complaints from city workers about the mess left on the street and from people who did not appreciate pulling Silly String out of their hair. Also, random sprayings of string and provoked fights, the police said, which, you know, sometimes came with aerosol cans fire and flying. Yeah. Also banned from Hollywood on Halloween for all those very same reasons is, of course, William Shatner. And duos rising through the ranks, but Redactor Lantern so far is making a comeback with 3 in a row and is in first place. Here's your next question. Which of these is not part of Halloween ordinances passed by Chesapeake, Virginia? 3 of these are actual ordinances passed in Chesapeake, Virginia, and 1 of them is not. And of course, Chesapeake, Virginia is predominantly known for candles whose signature scents are now considered war crimes in most dimensions. Which of these do they still allow? One of you got it correct. The one that they did not outlaw was wearing a Nixon mask. According to the city of Chesapeake's Code of Ordinances, anyone who's over 14 who engages in trick-or-treating is guilty of a Class 4 misdemeanor, which is punishable by a fine of up to $250. Anyone who trick-or-treats after 8 p.m. is guilty of the same charge. The penalty was reduced in March 2019 when city officials loosened the original 1970 ordinance that said kids over 12-year-old who were trick-or-treating could face jail time.
But what a good way to increase your incarcerated population.
I agree. I mean, I understand the wisdom of it, but not the... I mean, it's really, if anything, too light. But in 2014, Van der Graaf, France, outlawed dressing up as blank for Halloween. Did they outlaw dressing as Barack Obama, the devil, a clown, or Bill Cosby? One of these was outlawed. The rest, they're still welcome to dress as in that French city whose name I said as an aquarium would say it, but some fifth-dimensional, third-dimensional French beings might say it slightly differently. 4 of you got it correct. It was a clown. After a slew of incidents where citizens were scared and assaulted by teens in clown costumes, they just outlawed the clown costumes rather than outlawing the assault, which feels like a much more direct way to get to the same goal. After the assaults continued, the French people respectfully asked their lawmakers to stop basing all of their policies on Jim Carrey's hit film, The Mask. What did that do to the rankings? So, Humans Are Cool is in 4th place. Despite their dishonest and ignorant name, they're actually doing pretty well in the rankings.
I'm sure it was they just slipped. I'm sure that
sure
their
you
fingers
think
slipped.
that.
I'm
Mary
sure.
Shelley originally published the novel Frankenstein under what alias? A concerned scientist, Victor Frankenstein, Anonymous, or Percy Shelley. Pictured here, of course, is a third-dimensional child drawing Frankenstein looking all glum, which is actually why the creature nicknamed itself Adam in the book, because its sadness reminded it of Adam Driver, who played Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
He's a pretty sad guy.
2 of you got it correct. It is, in fact, Anonymous. It's anonymous. Little known on many earths is that Mary Shelley was actually a higher dimensional being, and the novel was an ill-considered attempt to disrupt Quixotic Ventures Incorporated's patent on living corpse men by establishing a far earlier creator of the process, which would put the method safely in the public domain. Thankfully for good old Johnny Dolphin, people saw through that devious scheme.
Oh my god, it was so easy to see through.
Jason Voorhees is the icon of the series, but which Friday the 13th movie does he not appear in? Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Friday the 13th, or Friday the 13th, the final chapter. One of these has a different killer than the iconic hockey mask wielding monster. 3 got it correct. It is, in fact, the first Friday the 13th. You see, the villain of the original one is Pamela Voorhees, Jason's mother, who kills counselors at Camp Crystal Lake because she believes that Jason drowned due to their irresponsibility. Her methodology for maintaining good behavior in teens was highly effective, and we actually ended up using elements of it in our intern orientation program, as you know well, Carla.
Oh my god, I totally do. That was my favorite part to design, to be perfectly honest. And we got a lot of use out of the Quixotic Ventures Inc.'s Corpse Men.
In Army of Darkness, the magic phrase Klaatu Barada Nikto allows Ash to safely remove the Necronomicon from the cradle it rests in. What film did that phrase originate in? Klaatu Barada Nikto, Nosferatu, The Day the Earth Stood Still, or that very same film, Army of Darkness? And if you join the stream and still have yet to join the game, the Kahoot code this time is 1692903. It's on the screen now. Join in with your fellow third-dimensional beings. Play. Try to save your planets.
If you don't join, I'll know.
Oh, we'll all know. Everyone will laugh at you. Two, you got it
that's
correct.
just
It's the day the Earth stood still. There's actually no official translation of the phrase, but it's become a hit in Hollywood and it is referenced in everything from Return of the Jedi to Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. Thrill is climbing up the scoreboard.
Oh my god, good job, Thrill.
And now horror sensations Midsommar and Hereditary were written and directed by James Wan, who also directed Aquaman, Jordan Peele of Get Out fame, Robert Eggers of The Lighthouse, or Ari Aster. Which of these third-dimensional beings directed those horrific tour de forces that scared so many third-dimensional beings and illustrated many of the Grand Aquarium Empire's training methods?
I don't know. I feel like they stole a lot of just documentary footage from our intern orientation program getaway.
Oh, certainly. They certainly did. So much of those were ill-gotten games. 4 of you got it correct. It is, in fact, Ari Aster. Prior to that, he'd only written and directed some little shorties, some little short films. Next question. Which of these isn't a film where Abbott and Costello meet a classic universal monster? Abbott and Costello meet The Mummy. Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Abbott and Costello meet The Invisible Man. Or Abbott and Costello meet Dracula. 3 of these are real. Where those funny men meet the scary men.
Which of those monsters is your favorite, Fluval?
My favorite of the Universal monsters actually isn't listed in this question. It's, of course, the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh my god, right?
He's all aquatic and fishy, so I have to like him. 2 of you got it correct. It is, in fact, Abbott and Costello meet Dracula, but Dracula does appear in Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. Next question. Halloween 2020 is a rare Halloween that has a full moon. When was the last Halloween with a full moon in many third dimensions? Was it 2012, 1944, 2001, or 1969? Not nice.
Not nice at all.
I hate the number 69 and the number 420.
They're just gross for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know why I hate them. I just feel this instinctual revulsion. It is, in fact, 2001. 4 of you got that correct. But a big difference is the one in 2001 was only visible for the Central and Pacific time zones, but the 2021 will be visible to the entire globe, which of course has resulted in skyrocketing prices for advertisement space on its service.
Don't worry, Fluval. I already secured our big spot in the Sea of Tranquility.
I assume. I mean, that's prime real estate right there. Which Halloween novel by Ray Bradbury was later adapted into a Cartoon Network special? The Martian Chronicles, Halloween on Mars, A Graveyard for Lunatics, The Halloween Tree, or The October Country. And of course, the video playing right now is Fuck Me Ray Bradbury by
Rachel Bloom.
Rachel Bloom. Lost connection for a second there. By Rachel Bloom of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. And fans of the Chris Gethard Show will see David Bloveband, aka the human fish, who we love, of course, because he's a fish. Deep, somewhere in that video. None of you have answered yet.
Oh my goodness. Why haven't they answered? Do you think they can't see us? They absolutely can't see us.
They can't see. I don't know that they can see the...
Oh my god.
The Kahoot.
Can they not see the Kahoot? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Fluval. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hazel! What is happening here?
Yeah, I mean... Okay, so they can see us, so it's...
Oh my goodness.
It's actually not Kiesel's fault. It may be Kahoot.
Oh my goodness.
Kahoot may have crashed.
Oh my god, do not worry, Fluval. They will be punished. I will punish them.
I'm not worried. Yeah, no, oh boy. I think Kahoot crashed.
Oh my goodness. Has it crashed for all of the third dimensional beings?
I'm checking if it's down for me or everyone. Oh, it's just me now. Is it back?
Goodness.
Let's see if it's back.
This is clearly discrimination against the Grand Aquarium Empire. We're being suppressed.
I agree, broke physics. It is rude as hell for them.
It is rude as hell.
Honestly, it's rude as hell.
We are being suppressed.
We are being suppressed.
They are not giving they don't support freedom of speech and artistic integrity. That's what they're afraid of. Freedom of speech and artistic integrity, all of the things that the Grand Aquarium Empire brings to the multiverse. Like, what are they? Some kinds of, like, super uber liberal fascists?
I mean, they're lowly third dimensional beings. Who knows what their ideology is? If we're just being honest,
I bet they're fascist anarchists.
Exactly. Broke physics is just trying to vibe and have an educational time.
Right?
That's all I wanted to do as well. I just wanted to educate all of you about the greatness of the Grand Aquarium Empire by showing I know things. I know facts.
So many things.
I mean, I know so many things. My brain is an endless vault of information. And okay, Kahoot is also down. Horrific crash that they've had. I'm not amused by that, at least.
Oh my god, I'm like super unamused. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, no, it's a real disappointing time.
Fluval. We only got to 20 questions.
I will say this. Oh, it's back. It's back. You have 19 seconds now. I can't give you more time, but it looks like it's back.
Oh my god! They must have heard how mad we were at that.
I mean, they must have heard that. Also, to quote the great Steve Harvey, even if it had all crashed, it's still a wonderful night. Still a wonderful night,
I'm pretty sure that my Kahoot seeking missile worked.
Well, it looks like it's a wash for those of you who didn't answer it. It's the Halloween tree. It was originally published in 1972 and was turned into a Cartoon Network special in 1993. The October Country is a collection of 31 of his short stories, and A Graveyard for Lunatics is about a young writer in Hollywood coming to believe that a horrifying monster runs Paramount Studios in an office in the Hollywood Forever graveyard. Oh, yeah.
The Hollywood
pin. I'll put the pin back on screen in a bigger way so you can see it more clearly.
Oh my God,
it's 1692903. Anyone who got disconnected, let me know in the chat when you're back, because I don't know if it's not going to show me who's all in. So Tiger Bates, let me know when you've rejoined the game. I'm glad it's back, but I wish it told me how many of you third dimensional beings had rejoined it. Thank you. We appreciate you sticking with us during the failure on Kahoot's part.
We appreciate you so much.
They should be punished for it. Hopefully they will be by someone. They certainly will be by someone. I think I know a way to punish them at the end of the game. Yeah, so I don't like that Ray Bradbury realized that a horrible monster runs Paramount Pictures.
Especially how he got the location of their office, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Okay, Tiger Bates is back. If anyone else got disconnection issues and isn't back in, let me know in the chat. I'll wait a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Not literally a couple more minutes. That's a figure of speech. I exist outside of time and space. Yeah. But I can't believe that he rooted out that intern Ray.
Yeah.
Actually has been embedded there. Ray just being the closest that third dimensional beings can come to hearing that intern's name, which is actually beyond your brain's ability to truly process.
It absolutely is. I had to have like 6 surgeries in order to even hear it through earplugs. I'm
going to move on to the next question. I hope that you're all back in so you can fail on your own merits and not because of Kahoot's treachery.
My God, they're just ruining the ratings. I think that Kahoot is going to be
surprisingly, they didn't ruin the ratings. Everyone stuck with us. But which horror classic was originally titled The Babysitter Murders, Friday the 13th, Adventures in Babysitting, which had a very different script on the first draft, A Nightmare on Elm Street, or Halloween? The most appropriately named horror movie ever, because it is set on Halloween. and is a great thing to watch on Halloween. 8 of you have answered. I don't know how many more of you are left, but you should get your answers in as quick as you can. Use your little fleshy phalanges to type your answer in. 9 of you have answered now. It's one more than 8. Using linear math, which is actually, of course, very limited, and really numbers can come in any sequence and are beyond any attempt to make them conform to a strict rubric.
Oh my god, humans are so silly.
Do you want to show anyone how? Actually,
razor?
hold on your pumpkin. I don't need to see it. Your pumpkin has a lot of gross stuff on the back, by the way. I hope.
Gross stuff?
Yeah. Oh! Turn it back around, but I like what I'm seeing so far.
Oh, you do? Oh my god, Fluval.
5 of you got it correct. It is, in fact, Halloween. See, at this point, the film wasn't even set on Halloween. It was about a serial killer who stalked and murdered babysitters. Of course, the original script was famously adapted by the astronomically popular Babysitters Club books.
Those
Next
were my
question.
favorite series. Oh
What
my
is the
God.
name of the demon in The Exorcist? Abaddon, Dagon, Pazuzu, or Mammon? Which of these is that infernal host's name?
Oh my gosh. I get tea with Mammon every Sunday.
You get tea with Mammon?
I get tea with Mammon every Sunday. Fluval, did you know that? Do you know that? Did you know that? Me and
I
Mammon
mean,
are totally friends. Oh my god.
I'd heard from Mammon that they were getting tea with one of my interns, and so I sort of assumed it was you since you're really my only one. But
It's because I'm the best one.
I mean, you are the best. I have the greatest intern in the
course.
Aquarium Empire, intern Charles.
Yes. Nothing but the best would do for
no.
the flagship show of the Grand Aquarium Empire.
Duodab said they've never answered a question faster.
Oh. Does that mean that they know it?
I mean,
Or that they're ready to
presumably
get
they
into
know
the
it
mic?
is, of course, Pazuzu!
Pazuzu!
Which is also the name of the demon gargoyle that Professor Farnsworth has a deal with in Futurama. What did that do to the rankings? Oh, generic humans coming up in the ranks. Next question. Which classic horror movie accidentally entered the public domain due to an error in the opening credits? Nosferatu, The Birds, Night of the Living Dead, or Frankenstein?
Which one of those is
Yes.
your favorite?
That's true. No, they do feature. Pazuzu's the original bad boy. In the first, what did you say? What did you say to me?
I was curious which of those movies was your favorite.
Of these?
Yes.
I mean, they all pale in comparison to the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
That's true. That's super true. Oh my god.
I mean, there's no water. I mean, Nosferatu looks fish-like.
He's really pretty fishy.
So
to
I
be
guess I have to
perfectly
go with that, with
honest.
his cold, dead eyes. He would never get casted in a Tom Hanks movie, by the way. But with his cold eyes, his the
clammy
ears,
skin.
he's like a bat fish person, kinda. It's Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead might be the most famous public domain movie of all time, but it wasn't supposed to be. The Walter Reed organization, which distributed the film, wanted to release it under the title Night of the Flesh Eaters, but lawyers representing the makers of 1964's The Flesh Eaters threatened a lawsuit, so the title was changed to The Night of the Living Dead. When that title changed, though, copyright notices were not added to the opening titles or to the end credits. And though the filmmakers fought it in federal court, federal third dimensional human court, still in the public domain. I know many third dimensional beings' minds were blown when they learned that in film school. Juno writer Diablo Cody followed up the pregnancy drama with what horror movie? When a Stranger Calls, 1408, Jennifer's Body, or Teeth? This still isn't from Jennifer's Body, by the way. Ah, shoot. I got ahead. I got out of the time stream, so
Which one is it from?
it's not from any of them.
It's not
It's
from
an
any
unrelated
of them?
spooky image.
Are you sure it's not from When a Stranger Calls? He looks pretty strange.
It might be from like a Stranger Calls. I
you
agree,
sure?
though. I want to, yeah. That is why it is such a shocking revelation, Duodab, because George Romero could have completely owned the notion of zombies. as they are in American cinema if that hadn't happened. Or I guess the Walter Reed organization might have, but it's crazy to think about how different human cinematic history would be if that little error hadn't happened. 7, you got it correct. It is Jennifer's Body, possibly owing to when I got out of sync with your time stream and just said the words Jennifer's Body. You also may have known it. It was a very hit film, which has been receiving a long overdue critical reappraisal over recent years and is now regarded as a classic, despite not necessarily doing so hot when it first came out. What are you looking at?
Oh, this is just generating a little bit of smoke. You know, it's just getting a little toasty.
I mean, you can blow it out if you think it's an issue.
It's just a little toasty inside. No, it's totally okay. It's totally okay, Fluval. No, we're totally okay.
It also looks like it's sagging a little bit, like rolling around your table.
Look, okay, Fluval, look, this was my 5,000th of this one, okay?
That's a good point. You know, little fleshy phalanges don't like doing tasks repetitively like that.
Right?
Here's your next question.
That's why they're so inefficient.
Which of these was not one of the original Goosebumps books? The Night of the Living Dummy, Say Cheese or Die, The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, or are they all real? Because Goosebumps titles are uniformly great.
Which one? Which one do you think? Oh my god.
Well, I know. I know which.
Well, you know,
I know which, if any, is not real.
Third-dimensional human beings.
Oh, you're asking the viewers, or the contestants, which do they think?
Asking the contestants what they think.
I'd also like to point out, these are not even all, whichever of these are real, are not even all of the great Goosebumps titles. Like, do yourself a favor after this game is over and go to the Wikipedia page for Goosebumps and just read all the titles, because...
Give us a few, Fluval. Oh my god. Let's see some bangers.
Let me get ready to read some of these. Night of Muse says, I don't know if blue is right, but they feel the answer in their heart, and it is correct.
Oh my god!
But there's also so many other great names. Where is the right Wikipedia page, huh? I am not seeing it, so I don't know if it's worth really sitting on this for so long. It looks like they may have changed the Wikipedia layout since I last referenced any of this.
Oh my god, Fluval, I will absolutely punish them.
That was a shocker on Shock Street, according to Duodab, which I agree with. I found them. There's Let's Get Invisible, which is a book where they turn invisible. Welcome to Camp Nightmare is pretty good. Piano Lesson Can Be Murder. You Can't Scare Me. One Day at Horrorland. The Self-Explanatory Why I'm Afraid of Bees. Phantom of the Auditorium, which is about a ghost who really wanted to be in Phantom of the Opera but died and so couldn't be. Oh, that is a beautiful jack-o'-lantern right there.
Don't you love it, Fluval? Oh my god.
The Cuckoo Clock of Doom, The Horror of Camp Jelly Jam. And yes, it comes from beneath the sink. And again, that's not even all of them. I haven't even said all of the great ones. But it came from beneath the sink, and The Blob That Ate Everyone are all great titles.
I made the blob.
What'd you say?
I made that blob. That blob that ate everyone. I made that. I made it in a lab. It was part of my intern PhD program.
Part of why they have all these great titles is probably because R.L. Stine has said he writes the titles before he even starts working on the plot of the books at all.
That's like how we develop our Aquarium Empire shows. It's the most brilliant form of making us.
I love Egg Monsters from Mars. That's also a great title. And I also agree with Thrill, Broke Physics. I presume that's Thrill. That R.L. Stine is a creative genius. And Legend of the Lost Legend.
Oh my god.
So many hits. So many great titles. Next question. The most recent entry in the Ring series of films was released in the United States, which is another name for America on third-dimensional Earths, in 2005. America being the United States of America, I should clarify. There's also the continents. But the most recent entry in the Ring series of films was released in the U.S. in 2005, 2002, 2020, or 2017. The Ring is actually was a pilot program for the Grand Aquarium Empire where we just wanted to see if a tape could kill on its own rather than just depicting a contest in which worlds were destroyed. And I think it was a mixed success.
Like, you know,
The characters didn't die when they watch it. But, I mean, honestly, it kind of proves the inability, the producers just couldn't deliver on the promise, because these movies were hits and didn't do their job. They didn't deliver. They failed. And I mean, I guess that's what happens when you trust third dimensional beings to do a fifth dimensional being's job. 4 of you got it correct. It was in fact 2017, and it was Rings. The Ring 3. It's just Rings. They just pluralized. It's the Ring 2, and Rings.
Ones with just the pluralized are always best. Like, aliens are way better than just one alien.
Which 2 Star Wars actors also starred together in the hit Hammer horror films. John Boyega and Phoebe Waller-Bridge of Fleabag fame. Ian McDermott and Peter Cushing. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Or Max von Sydow and Alec Guinness. Alec Guinness, of course, is old Ben Kenobi. Max von Sydow is in The Seventh Seal, the Ingmar Bergman film, which is beautiful and features Death playing chess with a human, which I think, in many ways, was Ingmar Bergman. Was it? No, it's not Ingmar. Is it? Yeah. It was him channeling the Grand Aquarium Empire with a game of death. So, I think that's also a creative genius right there. Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee of Doctor Who and Man with the Golden Gun fame, because Peter Cushing is a non-canonical Doctor Who. It was, in fact, 4 of you got it correct. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Peter Cushing was in 3 Hammer horror films as Van Helsing, and Lee was in all those films as Dracula, but Lee was also in 4 other films as the Count, which is probably why he's Count Dooku in the prequels. Penultimate question time. Who played creative genius R.L. Stine in the 2015 Goosebumps movie and its sequel, Goosebumps Haunted Halloween? Was that Chris Gethard, Chris Parnell, both of Big Lake fame, Jack Black, or did R.L. Stine play himself, much as R2-D2 is credited in the Star Wars movies, despite a human being playing R2-D2 in the Star Wars movies?
I was responsible for that one.
That was a good little bit of suffering.
That and robbing Marsha Lucas of all of the acclaim for actually editing Star Wars.
Oh, you're why she doesn't get the due credit that she's owed for. I mean, she won a Best Editing Oscar for her editing of Star Wars.
But does anyone remember that she did it?
No. Only the. Oh, yeah, no.
That was me.
Oh, man.
It was my subversive person's.
Well, that was very
project.
imaginative. Unlike some people she
you.
knows, that was a very imaginative thing to do.
Thank you.
It was. Jack Black of Tenacious D fame. He is, in fact, the only member of the original cast who returned for the sequel. And now, it all comes down to this. The last, final question. The Children of the Corn film series is based on a short story by John Carpenter, H.P. Lovecraft, Stephen King, or Wes Craven. And it's worth noting, that series began before acclaimed filmmaker and ascended being David Lynch correctly identified creamed corn as the multidimensional representation of pain and suffering consumed by higher dimensional beings. Of course, pictured is corn, not its children, corn. But corn itself. The parental corn, the titular corn, right there in a blue void. The void of sadness.
Mm-hmm.
The unending void. Looks like one of you still needs to answer this question. Who wrote the short story that inspired the Children of the Corn film series, which shockingly still releases films to this very day? For a lot of reasons. So, oh wow, 7 of you got it correct. It is in fact Stephen King. And that original story was published in his 1977 issue of Penthouse magazine. Let's go now to the podium to see who has won this auspicious game of Spookoot.
Oh my god, who won
The Spookoot podium is up now in 3rd place. It was Thrill!
Oh my god, good job, Thrill!
2nd place, Duo.
Oh my god, job.
And in first place, with 19 out of 31 questions, so this is probably not calibrated very accurately. It was Redactyl Lantern. Bates to win, and humans are greater than Aquarium. Close out the podium.
Oh my goodness. Good job, everyone. I hope that you're...
Wait.
What?
Wait, how did you finish 4th and 9th? Were you... how were you playing with, like, yourself from another timeline as well?
Do you have a time machine? Do you?
Oh, right. You had to start over when you re-entered because of Kahoot's sabotage.
Sabotage.
That makes sense. Sabotage. I can't believe Kahoot sabotaged it. Oh, Bates was robbed. Redactly has said they would like to donate their win to Bates. So congratulations, Bates.
There's no donations. You will have to fight each other to the death for it.
That's true. So tune in another time to see them fight to the death. But right now, we go, and we don't always do this. This is a very special episode. But right now, we go to the Kahoot homeworld. That is what happens when you interfere with Grand Aquarium Empire programming. But no, broke physics. You're not dead.
Kahoot is dead.
Kahoot is dead. But this was broke physics. Loved your carving.
Oh my god!
Charlene.
Thank you so much, Thrillhouse.
Yeah, no, I normally we do destroy contestants' worlds, and so I understand the confusion. But this time, yeah, Kahoot just really,
They dropped the ball.
I expected Kahoot to live up to the high standards set by one Rick Astley.
Yeah.
But they let me down.
They gave us up.
They turned around and they hurt us. And they would have made us cry if I were capable of such a thing. And so now we had to say goodbye.
We're not going to tell a lie and just hurt them.
No, we didn't just hurt them. We destroyed their planet.
Yeah.
But thankfully for all of you, Kahoot also exists in other timelines. And so...
And dimensions.
And dimensions and other places and other realms. So be sure to tune in next time for Grand Trivia. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to have to stop the outro because more like Kahoot.
Oh my god.
Be sure to tune in next time for Grand Trivia with me, Fluval, Grand Triviamaster of the Aquarium Empire, here on the Grand Aquarium Empire Network, your home for the hatred and humiliation of third-dimensional beings, your premier multi-dimensional entertainment network.
Oh, the fifth dimension. How do I begin to explain this to someone?
Also, tune in Mondays for Helena at a Distance. Yeah. I want to promote that show because it's a great show. Helena Petrovka-Lavatsky, an ascended master, a fifth-dimensional being, does an intuitive tarot reading as only an ascended master can. You saw the ad for it in the pre-roll, but because so many of you wanted to come in late, I had to disrupt the timeline, pop in, and now for the first time again, I'll start the credits.
Oh, the fifth dimension. How do I begin to explain this to someone who is so puny? Ha 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 ha. Unlike Fluval of all the dimensions. Here he comes, swimming closer than farther away.